Coming up, candidates spent their last day on the campaign trail encouraging Kentuckians to get out and vote. And the national age to buy tobacco products could be going up soon. Plus, one canine companion is helping children feel safe in court.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Taylor Upchurch. Today is Tuesday, May 21st. Happy primary election day. Let's check in with Brandon Robinson for a look at your forecast this morning. Brandon, what can voters expect today?
So far, so good, and things should look to stay that way on this Tuesday morning, and a little cool, so grab your jacket on the way out. You won't need it all day, but this morning you might need it for a little bit. Let's take a look at US 119 up on top of Whitesburg Pine Mountain. A few clouds drifting through, but that's really the only issue we're seeing this morning. Temperatures anywhere between 50 and 56, so again, not a big issue for you this morning. Just a little chill in the air, but you can see by that temperature change, look at that. About 10 to 20 degrees warmer, or cooler rather, than it was this time yesterday morning. So a normal day on the coffee meter. Shouldn't need too much extra today. And the day planner, well, we're going to see those temperatures climb pretty quickly into the upper 70s by late this afternoon. The rest of the forecast coming up here in just a few minutes. Taylor?
Thanks, Brandon. We are less than an hour away from the primary election in Kentucky, and the most watched race is likely the Democratic primary for governor. The four candidates on the ballot are Andy Beshear, Rocky Adkins, Adam Edelin, and Jeff Young. The candidates spent their last day on the campaign trail encouraging Kentuckians to get out and vote. Rocky Adkins stopped in Hazard yesterday during his push to get supporters to the polls here in Eastern Kentucky.
Rural Kentucky, regardless of whether you're in Western Kentucky or Eastern Kentucky, they're ready to have a seat at the table. They're ready for somebody that understands rural Kentucky. They're ready for a rural Kentucky governor. But I'd go ahead and say that we've worked the urban areas of this state hard.
But it's not just the Democrats vying for a seat. Republicans are also making their final appeal for votes in today's gubernatorial primary. We talked with State Representative Robert Goforth today about his campaign for governor. He's among three Republicans challenging for Governor Matt Bevin's office. He said he feels confident less than a day away from the polls opening.
As long as the people show up to the polls, and I think they will. We've traveled from Fulton to Greenup and everywhere in between. The connection has been great. They're ready for a Kentuckian to lead Kentucky once again.
The polls open at 6 a.m. and close at 6 p.m. Secretary of State Allison Lundergan Grimes predicts about a 12.5% voter turnout. If you see any suspicious voting-related activity, call the Attorney General's hotline at 1-800-328-VOTE. And now smokers, chewers, and vapors, pay attention. The national age to buy tobacco products could be going up soon. Reed Binion has more.
Nationwide, we're in the middle of a completely new public health epidemic that is really threatening our progress in youth tobacco use.
The Tobacco-Free Youth Act, a new bipartisan bill proposing to raise the nationwide age to buy tobacco products to 21. Unveiled by Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, the measure would apply to all tobacco products, including e-cigarettes.
From 2017 to 2018, high school students' use of what are classified as tobacco products shot up by nearly 40%. That's a staggering figure, especially in a single year. And that increase is driven almost entirely by vaping.
We're backsliding. We're backsliding. The recent increases in youth tobacco use demonstrate we need to do more.
Senator Kaine citing research by the National Academy of Medicine showing that raising legal tobacco use to age 21 might significantly decrease the number of young adults who smoke and lower the rate of smoking-related deaths.
Youth vaping is a public health crisis. It's our responsibility as parents and public servants to do everything we can to keep these harmful products out of high schools and out of youth culture.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
At last count, there were 26,000 kids in Kentucky with active neglect and abuse cases in court. Social workers are stretched thin, sometimes with 20 or more cases each, making one national group important right now. CASA volunteers are court-appointed special advocates for children. CASA works with the state to give the judge a complete picture on a child's situation. And now they have a new volunteer to help kids feel comfortable in tough situations, an emotional support dog named Matilda.
They will open up and tell this dog things that they maybe won't tell other people. A child has to testify in front of their perpetrator, which is often known to them. Could be mom, could be dad. This dog can go in with the child. They can take control of her leash. She can downstay for 4 hours. It provides comfort to them.
There's no other dog like her in the state, and she's a best friend to kids who need it most. And students at Pikeville High School are helping adults in the community stay active while they let their children do the same. A ribbon-cutting ceremony took place Monday for outdoor exercise equipment that was recently installed at the Pikeville City Park. The equipment was paid for with a $10,000 grant from the Kentucky Valley Educational Cooperative Student Senate Community Challenge. The challenge asks students to address a community issue. The students in Pikeville chose to consider ways to address issues of poverty and obesity in the community. Kayla Zacharias, a junior at Pikeville High School, says the project is about more than just convenience.
Also in our community there is a lot of poverty, and we understand that not everyone has the money to pay for, YMCA gym membership or anything. And plus it's in walking distance, public, easy to get to, which is very important.
City Manager Philip Ellswick liked the idea so much that he extended the project to include similar equipment at Bob Amos Park. And the University of the Cumberlands is now offering a new ROTC program. Officials say the program will start this fall and will work in conjunction with Eastern Kentucky University's ROTC program. Students enrolled will graduate with a minor in military science, as well as earn a $500 scholarship each year, along with free textbooks.
Well, it's just a great opportunity for students who are interested in going into the military. They're able to get some direct Army experience and can be commissioned in the Army in several different avenues.
Details are still being finalized on how to register for the program, but officials say they will be available soon. People in Boyd County are tired of seeing deteriorating properties turning one area into an eyesore. Vacant condemned homes in Westwood are driving down property values and leading to increasing frustration for those living nearby. It's why Tammy Conley and other neighbors have formed a community organization to work together and with county leaders to clean up the neglected areas. County leaders say they're working with the group to address the eyesores while also working on stricter ordinances for other property owners who don't properly maintain their land.
I believe that it is an uphill climb. I believe that it's one step at a time, and I believe that it'll take a little bit. But I also believe that every person brings about change.
To get involved with the cleanup group, you can search Westwood Help on Facebook. They'll have a community meeting on June 15th at 9 a.m. in the Fairview High School cafeteria. A state investigation found sexual harassment complaints at a Kentucky prison were not handled properly. In the report, the Kentucky Personnel Board said the person investigating the claims at the Little Sandy Correctional Complex in Elliott County was not trained and did not interview possible witnesses. Sergeant Stephen Harper was accused in 2013 and 2014 of sexually harassing guards. He denied the allegations, was not disciplined, then he resigned. He did settle with his accusers. The state also settled a lawsuit in the case for $1.5 million. And with the unofficial start of summer this weekend, more people are getting outside, but officials urge caution for both adults and children. WYMT's Lauren McCord explains why.
A problem that not only affects Perry County,
it is something that's regularly that we have to respond to calls on,
but the whole region.
The city police and different city workers were finding them, all over the streets.
Used needles continue popping up in many public areas, and local officials as well as health departments are asking people to look before you step.
And unfortunately, as people get to cleaning cemeteries and more outside during the summer months, that unfortunately they do find needles.
Because you never know where one may be disposed.
We've had some calls from local churches saying they found needles in their parking lot.
So what are the correct precautions to take to keep you safe if you or your child find a needle?
We ask that anybody, if they find a needle, we prefer that they call us and we'll come out and we'll pick it up and dispose of it.
And make sure you tell your family to do the same.
First of all, I think all parents need to use age-appropriate language and teach their children, what needles needles are and to stay away from them.
Simply because just one poke
It's a threat to safety.
could do tremendous harm. In Perry County, Lauren McCourt, WYMT Mountain News.
If you find a needle, make sure to report it to local law enforcement. A Union College student aspires to inspire drug addicts to get clean. Ashley Langford recently graduated from the Southeast Kentucky Community and Technical College and earned an associate's degree. Now Langford only needs 30 semester hours to graduate from Union College with a degree in criminal justice. She then plans to go to law school. Langford says she hopes her story will inspire others suffering from addiction to better their lives.
There's a life after drugs that if you pursue and you continue and you fight and you work hard, that you'll be successful.
Langford says she's now 1 year and 4 months sober. Straight ahead, popular HBO series Game of Thrones set new records this weekend.
After a brief break, the thermostat goes back up for the rest of the week and through Memorial Day weekend. I'll have the latest in about 3 minutes.